Oh, hello. I'm Mark Pikert, editor-in-chief of Playbill, and you are tuned in to today's installment of Stream Stealers, where I get to talk to my favorite film and TV performers about their stage backgrounds and their current film and TV projects. And today, I'm very excited for many, many reasons. Tatiana Maslany, Emmy Award winner for Orphan Black, Broadway alum for Network, Off-Broadway, Mary Page Marlowe. She is currently starring as an evangelist named Sister Alice on HBO Max's Perry Mason with Matthew Rhys. Perhaps a future stream stealer. Who can say? Anyway, Tatiana Maslany is here. I'm really excited to get to talk to her more. And here she is.
Hey. I watched the whole thing.
Hey.
That was a great intro. You did great.
Oh, thank you. I have my moments. That's the end of me being great, though.
Okay,
now
good.
It's just straight up mediocrity for the rest of this interview.
That's what I hope for.
I'm so excited. Anytime that I get to see you work, I'm always so delighted. And so I did all 3 episodes that have been released of Perry Mason. I don't know where to start with the show in general, in the best way. Yeah. With the show in general, because this is a super grisly neo-noir set in 32 Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And you were playing, first of all, the wig.
I mean, the wig alone.
The platinum blonde, like Jean Harlow just rolled out of bed.
But fully done.
Just like
full
this.
Done. Yeah.
It's a little like Cruella de Vil forgot to do like the shoe polish.
The one streak. Yeah. And still like, she's grasping for angelic. She's definitely like leaning angelic.
So you play Sister Alice, who is an evangelist who gets kind of sucked into this crime that Perry Mason is investigating involving a murdered child, which is the opening moments of the series, which kind of set you up for what's going to come after.
Yes.
How did Perry Mason happen for you?
I mean, really, fortunately, was I was approached, about the role and got the first 2 scripts and was just kind of completely like giggling with joy and excitement, not obviously at the heavy content, but at how surprising Alice was. Like, she just was so unexpected in so many ways. I'd never read this person, I'd never read her on the page before. I didn't have any connection to Sister Amy Semple McPherson. I didn't know about these evangelists who existed in the 30s, who were like these icons, these kind of celebrities. Yeah. So this was all so new to me and so exciting. And I just, I just had so many questions about her. I was so curious about her.
There's a moment near the end of episode 2 where she's delivering ostensibly a eulogy for a child.
Sure.
That quickly goes off the rails in the most mesmerizing, terrifying way possible. And there's something so rock star about her, but also so politician about her. Yeah,
absolutely. She understands, and I think also doesn't understand the power that she can have in riling up a group of people. I think she does know it, but maybe doesn't always wield it with the most responsible kind of action. Like, she's sort of in that eulogy that she does for Charlie, obviously has something in her that needs to be expressed. And this is her opportunity to do it. And she's facing all of the people who are accountable, basically, or trying to hold people accountable, but maybe doing it in a way that is stirring the pot a bit more than kind of focused and sort of,
And her mother, Lily Taylor, is not having it.
Yeah, no, mom's not happy.
It took like 3 scenes. It took 3 scenes, and then I looked away from the screen and I heard her voice. And I was like, that's Lily Taylor's voice. And I looked up and I was like, but that's not Lily Taylor. And then she said something else. I was like, that is Lily Taylor.
Wow, yeah. I mean, she's extraordinary. She is like the most joyful actor to work opposite, because she just is playing all the time and she's so interested and she has so many her brain is just operating on another level. She's so smart, so fast, so interested, and so curious.
I mean, this cast is wild.
Yeah.
I mean, Matthew Rhys is Perry Mason, already genius.
Yes.
Gayle Rankin.
Yeah. Oh my God, who I'm fully in love with. Yeah.
So she's going to do this next week, I think.
Oh, good. Oh my God, she's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She won me over permanently when she did Liza in Glow.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
I was just like, I can't tell you how many times I rewound it and watched just that scene that night.
No, she's so special. She's such a special performer. And this part for her too, just the amount of deep digging that she had to do every day. There's not a scene where she gets to kind of just not coast, but she doesn't get to just kind of be. She's always excavating this deep well of grief. And I can't imagine how she did it. I
mean, I've only seen the 3 and I'm so deeply in love with this show.
Yeah.
30's LA anyway. I'm just like, yes, I want all of it injected straight into my veins.
Yeah.
I just want Raymond Chandler and Musso and Frank all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
Did you have any hesitation about coming back to TV?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think Orphan Black really spoiled me in terms of the kinds of characters I got to play. And so I was pretty, I wanted to find somebody who was new to me and somebody who I hadn't played before. And, this ticked all of the boxes in terms of that. And just in terms of the kind of actors I got to work opposite, always have been a massive fan of Matthew. And then, the brief little moment I got with John Lithgow where he's in the audience, I'm just so fortunate to be surrounded by those people. And it was a no-brainer for me.
It just occurred to me that since Orphan Black, your projects have mostly been extremely ensemble driven.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Totally. I wore myself out.
Yeah, you're just like, I have had 5 years of not working with anyone.
Yeah, that's right.
Give me all the coworkers,
Only
please.
Everyone now. Yeah. Only group scenes, please.
But with Orphan Black, you don't even, not only are you looking for like new material to challenge yourself with, you ran through just about every conceivable look on that series too.
Yeah, totally. But that's what's so exciting then about working with like a new hair makeup team, like Laurel and Christian, who just created Alice for me and gave, we had so many tests where we went through different hairs and really that stuff, as I think people could judge it as being kind of superfluous or sort of like whatever, but to me it's like deeply informative and emotional, and so much of our aesthetic our aesthetic says so much about us. Our aesthetic says so many lies about us and so many truths about us, and it is the expression of us, and it is the defense, and it is the, all of that stuff. There's so much cool psychology behind it. So, yeah. Yeah,
and I mean, and just talking about wigs, we were talking about Off-Broadway's Mary Page Marlowe earlier, which was, it was like a Nicole Kidman movie on steroids in terms of the array of wigs available on that small Off-Broadway stage.
That's right. Yeah, there were a lot of heads backstage with the little things hanging off of them for sure.
And that was your first New York stage credit?
Yeah.
What was that? What was that like? Just because when we spoke a long time, oh my God, that was a while ago.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
That was like 2013.
Woof.
And we talked a little bit about theater, and like you wanted to do theater, and you were in New York, and you flew yourself out. That's right. Oh my God, it's all coming back to me.
What? Why did I fly myself out? What was going on? Was I auditioning for something?
No, it was for the backstage cover because you were star of the year. You were performer of the year.
But I flew myself out.
And so you're like, no, I'll just fly myself out. My friend's staying at this hotel. I'm just going to stay with him. I guess it's fine.
Is that right? Oh my God. I remember meeting you. I don't remember any of the logistics around it.
Because it was like Orphan Black was brand new. And so everybody was just like, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
And you're like, I don't know any better. I like Adidas and I like New York.
That's the only important thing that you held on to from that meeting. She loved Adidas.
She really loved Adidas. She just
Yeah.
wants to wear Adidas to every red carpet.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was I mean, I was just watching Hamilton. I just watched Hamilton twice now on Disney Plus, and was like, oh my God, like so grateful that it's on there that I can watch it again, but also just missing that feeling of being in the theater. And I'm so grateful I was able to do network and I was able to do Mary Page. Like Mary Page was such a, I wanted to work at Second Stage for years and years. And to get to do that play where it's kind of this, incredible exploration of one woman by so many different actors, which to me is exactly what performance should always be, is like everyone's interpretation. You know what I mean? And that no one person can play a role and no one of us is just one thing. We contain so many different versions of us. I just, it was just such a perfect piece for me to get to explore.
Well, then I was thinking about Mary Page Marlowe and Network when you made your Broadway debut. Mm-hmm. And I had kind of forgotten how quickly they happened in terms of timing, because I think you had maybe 2-3 months off before Network.
Yeah. So I think I got Network at the very end of Mary Page, and then I think I had 2 months, and then I was back in New York. I basically lived in New York for a year. It was I miss it so much.
I mean, I guess you don't have another Broadway show to compare it to, but Network must have been a wild show to make your Broadway debut in, not only in terms of like Bryan Cranston's performance and that whole getting the front row seat to that every night, but in terms of the not quite audience interaction, but the lack of the fourth wall for most of the show.
Yeah, there was nothing formal about. I mean, the most rigid element of that piece was strangely the performance element, because we were, the cameras were so and there were a lot of moving parts, but that live aspect was so jacked up because, like we got to go out onto the street and, and come into the theater from the street, and people, were having sex in front of people who are eating beef or whatever. I don't know. It was just really like an unconventional way to come to that stage, I think.
I've always wanted to know, did people, once people knew about the street scene, did they try to interact with you more? Was there more like talking when you and Tony were walking down the street?
There was so little. I think Evo wanted it to be really live, and people were just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like they're in New York, they don't really care. Like they're like, we've seen this before. This means, but there were for sure like scandal people who came and would be standing at the end taking pictures of us while we made out. And then like little kids being like, ew, or whatever. But there wasn't much chaos, really.
I think there was one night where I was leaving, I was having drinks at the Algonquin, and I left as you guys were walking on the street, and I saw like the lights. I was like, should I just like walk by? And
totally.
I was like, I guarantee there is someone in that theater who knows who I am.
Yeah.
If I just walk by and just like look into the camera, I will absolutely get a text.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
But I didn't.
No, you had restraint.
I'd had one too many martinis, probably.
Yeah,
so
you were swerving all over the place.
Got my taxi and went home. I was just so happy that was your Broadway debut, because that was such a special show, and I just love. There's something so perfect in my mind about you working with Evo.
Yeah, I mean, it was wild. It was totally wild. Unlike anything I'd ever done before, in terms of every element of it was so. And I feel like the whole process for me, from rehearsal to last show, was catching up. It felt like just keeping afloat, just kind of trying to stay in it and stay on top of it. And, that character being such a huge shoes to fill in terms of the legacy of that character and the play and Brian bringing it over from the UK, all of it. It was beyond. It was beyond.
My favorite network story, Faye Dunaway is wearing a wig for that entire movie.
No.
That's a wig.
No way. It's a good wig. It's a great wig.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah. I just remember people being like, are you going to wear a bra? And I was like, what? And they're like, she didn't wear a bra in the movie. I'm like, cool that we're just focusing. Cool that that's our favorite thing to discuss. Not that she, a revolutionary performance, but she didn't wear a bra.
Also, I love that everyone else's factoid about Network is she didn't wear a bra, and mine is she wore a wig.
But that to me that's like, I don't know. Something about them asking if I was going to show my nipples or not. I was like, go away.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, it's aggressive. Totally.
What's her line? All I want in life is a 20 share and a 30 rating.
Oh my God. I used to know these lines. I don't know them anymore.
I used to have that written on the whiteboard in my office.
Wow. When you put your wig on and you look in the mirror and say that to yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
And you took your bra, of course.
Well, I'm fine. I can get by without one.
Lucky. My God.
I do, before we have to wrap up, which is going to have to happen at some point, or we could just do 24-hour like a telethon.
Yeah, let's just go for it.
So I cannot tell you, I'm sure that you've heard it from a lot of people, how delightful it was to see that the announcement video of the Orphan Black reunion table read.
Oh yeah.
When that dropped out of nowhere.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And once again, I have such a hard time remembering that you played all those characters.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm just always like, oh my God, such a big ensemble cast. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. That's all her.
There's 12 of us.
Just all her.
Yeah.
Was that fun to film?
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing was just selfishly such a treat for all of us. We hadn't really seen each other for that long. We hadn't seen each other in so long, actually, and had definitely not gotten to play any of those parts. You kind of put those things to bed after, you wrap a series. So it was really fun. And then it meant a lot to us to be able to raise money for, for Centerlink and for Sistering. It was a real,
What was your rehearsal process like for that?
For that read through?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
We all came prepared.
Mic drop.
Some of us had props. Some of us did not. Some of us had little hair hats and wigs and stuff. Some of us did not.
But that's what they made you do when you auditioned, right? It was basically like Orphan Black Roulette, where they just like shouted the character name at you and you had to really go into it.
And I'm like, it was like theater sports. The closest thing, it was like character roulette. And I had like a little bag of stuff and brought it in with me like an absolute dork and was like, these are my glasses that help me, because that stuff does really, when you have 2 seconds to jump into something.
Yeah.
I have endless respect for people who do one-person shows, because that ability to switch with zero reference, no actor opposite you who's like endowing you with anything. You're just totally going from your bodily memory. Just so much respect for that. Yeah.
Did you show up for your audition in rollerblades too?
Yeah.
It's literally like I've not thought about this conversation in 7 years. And it's all coming back.
Yeah. No, that was because there's so many reasons for that. But first off, I want to be. Oh, my makeup just falling off my face. I want to be breathing when I go to an audition because it helps with the nerves and it helps with the feeling alive. And then also there was something in me that was like, I'm auditioning for like the sexy lead of a show. So I'm going to do the opposite to feel like myself. Do you know what I mean? So like I go in there and I'm not like, I'm trying to be the sexy lead, but I'm like, this is me and I'm in myself. And you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
I'm going to be full dork and you're going to see a bag of glasses. There'll be a cardigan in there. Good luck if you hire me.
You know, we all need a cardigan.
I haven't had a cardigan in a long time. It's been so long since I've had a cardigan.
Well, you know what? Fan art is real. You receive a lot of fan art.
Send me your cardigans.
It's a small step to fan crafts.
Oh, yeah.
And a smaller step to handmade and knits.
Yeah, fan knits. That's what I need. I need some cardigans, please.
Orphan Black fans.
Yeah, get on it.
You seem like a spring. Are you a spring or a summer?
What do you think? Yeah, totally.
You know what? They'll know.
I'm a spring. They know. They get this. I just like Adidas, okay? I need a hand knit Adidas cardigan, please.
You know what? That's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, dreamy.
All right. Before we wrap up. Final two questions. Yeah. One, are there any charities or organizations that you want to draw attention to right now?
Yes. Yeah, that's a great question. The Okra Project.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's another one. I don't know the name offhand, but I bought one of their shirts a while ago, and they do great work in terms of Black trans travel safety.
Oh, wow.
So I think they're the Black Trans Travel Fund, and it's for safe, just for safe transit of people who are trans.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll look that up. I'll see if I can. We'll link it here, right? We can do that after the fact. This isn't live.
This is live.
Linking it here. Put it in.
Orphan Black Fans Unite. Figure it out.
Yeah, that's right.
And then final question, what have you been watching during quarantine?
I have only recently been able to start watching things because my brain could not do it. And now I'm watching I May Destroy You.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It may destroy me watching that show. I'm watching Watchmen and I'm watching Legendary.
Legendary is
the Vogue competition with Naomi and Megan Thee Stallion. It's the greatest. And then I'm also watching All Stars and also Canadian Drag Race, which is, don't even laugh. Don't you dare laugh. It is so good.
They're so nice.
You know what I love about them? This is episode 1, only 1 episode so far, and they are so self-deprecating. They're all like, meh, like they're stunning and like so good and talented, but they're also like, I don't know, like they're it's amazing. I love it so much. It's the best.
I love that. I love that mental picture of you.
Yeah.
Just in your cardigan.
Just watching drag queens.
Watching Canadian drag queens.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you for joining me today. And guys, Perry Mason Sundays at 9 Eastern although it doesn't matter now anymore.
Right.
Sundays on HBO Max, and first 3 episodes are already out. Check it out. It's really fantastic. Well worth your time. And plus that wig.
That wig, though. That wig.
The wig, though. Thank you for joining me, and thank all of you for tuning